Kia ora level 2 PE whānau. Today we'll be talking about arousal in sports performance. Now, why have I picked this photo? For me, this photo itself basically captures a moment of pure focus of the rowing squad, the girls' side of it, that is, of Maclean's College. Now, why again I've picked this photo is you can see the focus, the determination on the faces of our girls when they're about to race in a final here. Now, this shows an optimal level of arousal for sports performance as they're focused, zoned in and ready to perform at any moment. You can see gone are the nerves, they're ready to race. So, our kōranga ako for today's lesson is to explain the Yerkes-Dodson inverted U theory of optimal performance arousal. As well as that, we're going to look at how to explain the IZOF theory, again of optimal arousal, and understand how to achieve optimal sporting arousal levels for yourself. So, what I'd like you to do is pause the video briefly, click in that right-hand corner, and have a look at Michael Jordan's fear before a game and Steph Curry on how he stays calm before big games as well. Right, so hopefully you've enjoyed watching those videos. This kind of demonstrates how it's natural to be nervous before a game, and that's part of peaking our arousal, but how once the game develops or starts and the performance is required, athletes are well versed in a calm state, allowing optimal arousal, right, in that state, and therefore performance. So, the inverted U hypothesis. Now, the Yerkes-Dodson hypothesis proposes a relationship between arousal and performance that replicates a symmetrical inverted U. Now, the interesting thing about this inverted U hypothesis is that it states that as arousal levels increase, so will performance levels. However, this will only continue until it reaches a peak, right? Hence the beginning of a curve. After this peak is reached, if arousal continues, your performance will begin to decline proportionally to your arousal levels. So for example, for some individuals, being relatively nervous before or hyped up before a game will bring them up to a point of optimal arousal. However, if they continue to go beyond or you get angry during a game, it detracts from your performance because you're over-aroused and therefore unfocused. So that's how the U is created for the Yerkes-Dodson hypothesis. Now there's another school of thought on this, and that is individual arousal of optimal functioning, the IZOF. Now this takes into account that people have different levels of anxiety and arousal that are unique to them in making them perform at their best. Now, some individuals will perform at their best with low levels of anxiety, some with medium, and others with high, making the inverted U individualized for every athlete. So basically, it's just building upon the inverted U hypothesis and making it a little bit more individualized or workable for other people. Now, optimal levels of arousal. The optimum level of arousal can vary in relation to the skill being performed. Sports that incorporate major muscle groups or gross skills such as weightlifting may benefit from having higher levels of arousal, whereas activities which incorporate finer skills and high coordination, such as archery, gymnastics, or even darts, may benefit from lower levels of arousal. Right, this also kind of relates to reliance upon strength. So obviously being stronger isn't going to help you to a point in these later discussed activities. Whereas if we're highly aroused, we've got ourselves amped up or fired up or even angry, it's going to be potentially easier to lift a heavy weight, right? So that's how different levels of arousal can work for different sports. Right. I hope you've enjoyed learning about different levels of sporting arousal and performance, right, and how it affects your performance. What I'd like you to do now is have a bit of a think about how you can apply this to your own tennis training and hopefully your own sporting endeavors too, especially in a game situation. Alright, have a fantastic evening or day. Ka kite anō. Catch you next time.